everybody, it's Monday, January 25th, and that means it's time for another episode of Chatting with Agnes and Cecilia. I'm one of your co-hosts, Cecilia Supp. I'm the principal and founder of Rogue Tulips Nonprofit Consulting and Association Management Services. My co-host and friend, Agnes Amos Coleman, cannot be with us today. So hi, Agnes, we're all thinking of you and we miss you. Today, we're very excited. It is the first installment of a new monthly series we are doing called CyberStory, featuring our friend Sanjay Deo of 24/7 Security. Sanjay, welcome to the show and the first episode of the series. Would you like to say hello?
Hello, everybody. Hello, Cecilia. Hello, Agnes. Remote, hello. And thank you for inviting me back.
Oh, that's great. We are always happy to have you on the show and learn new things. And today we are talking about something that you might think, well, this topic's been done before, but phishing. It is a very serious crime and you might not take it as seriously as you could. And so Sanjay's going to share some examples with us today of recent incidents he's heard about regarding phishing and how it can damage somebody's company.
Excellent. Yeah. So, having been in the industry for over 25 years, practicing IT security, I think one thing we are starting to learn is at the end of the day, I can build the tallest wall around my clients' companies. I can build the best firewall. I can have the strongest security, IT security, cybersecurity, whatever you want to call it. Mm-hmm. But it takes one click. It just takes one click of one employee. And there goes everything, the millions of dollars that we are spending. And so, my New Year's resolution is educate, educate, educate. Make cybersecurity personal for every person, whether you work in a large company, whether you work in a small company, whether you work for yourself, whether you're in for-profit, whether you're in for not-for-profit. I think it's very important. Basic cyber hygiene 101 is keep a lookout for phishing. Phishing, like the word phishing says, is all of these hackers are casting a very wide net. Very wide net, meaning they may not even know your email address, but they will send you emails. And this is very technical. I won't go into the mail protocol, but they can send you emails without knowing your email address. Let's just put it that way. And just to give you an idea, every day, 1 billion emails are sent out. 95% of those emails are all phishing emails, which have been weaponized, that if you click on them, things happen. And that's what I wanted to talk about today.
That is a frightening statistic, that of the 1 billion, that's billion with a B, everyone, emails sent a day, 95% are weaponized phishing emails. That is really scary. And that is a downside of mass technology, in my opinion, that somebody could send that many emails. And I once again want to share my tip, which is read the email address before you do anything, because it might say it's from Kentucky Fried Chicken, but if you read the email address, it's bob@email.com. So you've talked about weaponized, and I think that is not too strong a word because people's businesses have been destroyed simply by clicking on the wrong thing. So you've been on the show before, you've talked a little bit about phishing. Could you repeat some of those tips again for our audience? Because we really want to help people remember how to handle these kinds of emails.
So Cecilia, you bring up a great point. I think one thing you should see is, where did the email come from? It may look very official. It may look very genuine, but see where the sender's email is. What is the sender's email? And the easiest way is make it a habit to go hover over the sender's email. When you hover over, it actually shows you the full email address, right? Because otherwise it may say Cecilia Sepp at roguetulips.com, but it may be somebody else impersonating as you. Mm-hmm. So the standard emails, phishing emails that I'm starting to get very in the last 1 or 2 weeks is my staff email address. It'll say urgent. Can you please open the attachment and review it? That's like the simplest email you can get from your colleague. And you know the name when you see, if I work with Cecilia, I'll say, oh yeah, this is, Cecilia's asking me to take a look at something. But if you hover over, it'll be somebody, bobjones@gmail.com that I don't know of who this person is. So make sure you look at the sender's email, look at the grammar, look at the spacing, look at the signature line. So I know Cecilia has a signature, but why in this email there is no signature, right? So some of those things, this should be muscle memory. Moment you get an email, you take a look at it, and it has the word urgent in it. It has the word please review. It has something in it. Double check where it came from. There are hacks, phishing hacks, like you will be asked to basically reconfirm your password, right? I am your system administrator of your network, or I am your bank. Can you please put in the account number? Can you all of those things you keep getting asked? Make sure you say, is this really from your bank? The other thing is never ever reply to a bank's email under any circumstances. Banks will never ask you to send stuff back to them. Pick up the phone and call the bank. The 800 number on your debit card, that's the best number to call, and ask them, hey, did you send me anything? They have a full record of what was sent to them. So I'll give you an idea. The other thing that's going on right now is a lot of the folks are getting emails which basically say, I have your data, send me X number of Bitcoins. Again, take a look and see what are they actually asking for, right? We're seeing a lot of senior citizens falling for this trick. And they start panicking and they start replying to that email and they start saying, okay, where can I send you the money and things like that. We are telling don't do that. So I'll give you a couple of examples, right? So literally over the weekend, I got a call from a pretty large client of mine. His personal doctor basically started seeing his bank account being accessed, his bank account having small withdrawals and things like that. Then the doctor basically found out that somebody was in the email. The doctor had a Gmail account. So when I got called into it, I had a simple question. Hey, what antivirus are you running? And I kid you not, the doctor said, what is an antivirus? Right? That's when I was about to ready to shoot myself. It's like, oh, wow, okay.
Oh my gosh, no, don't do that, Sanjay. Well, and I'm sorry, I just have to interject here. It sounds really funny, a doctor saying they don't know antivirus, because, they treat illnesses and this is the medicine to cure your computer system.
So that's one example. I made him download an antivirus. There are 5 or 6 very good ones. Download any of them. They're probably $50 per year. And they run on 5 different devices. So you could put it on your laptop, you can put it on your iPhone or Android device, you can put it on your iPad. So all of them are protected, but put something on. The first scan he ran had over 20 to 25 basically identified malware sitting on his laptop, which had infected his Gmail account. So that's one case. A good friend of mine right here in Tampa, she was buying a house. She received instructions from her closing agent. So listen to this carefully, that there was a document, a PDF document attached in that email that said, hey, make sure you transfer this in escrow, right? All good, right? You're supposed to put money in escrow before going to a closing.
Right.
Well, she transferred $72,000 to the escrow account, shows up at closing, and all the parties over there are saying, but you haven't sent us the money. And she pulls out her phone and she says, here, from my bank account to this email she shows. And the real estate agent said, but I didn't send that email.
So she didn't confirm the email address.
She didn't confirm the email address. So 72,000. The good thing is it was a US bank and the money transferred to another US bank. So they were able to call the bank immediately, get it sorted out. And it took them about 30 days to get the money back.
Oh my
But
God.
the closing got delayed because they didn't have $70,000 more to do the closing at that point in time.
Oh my God.
So these small real estate agents, title companies, they are the backbone of these transactions, but they don't have cyber hygiene. Basic minimum cyber hygiene, I keep telling, make sure you have some kind of an antivirus to make sure this doesn't happen again. So I want to point out that when you get a $15 free gift card email from Starbucks, please check it. Please check that it is actually coming from Starbucks. You have to also think about, why is somebody giving you $15 for free? And I'll tell you what exactly happens, because we've done this experiment and watched what happens. The moment you click that email, nothing will happen. And you will think, oh, nothing has happened. What that email has done has corrupted your laptop or your device, whatever it is. It can install some kind of a keylogger. A keylogger is that captures every key that you type in. The website address, the bank account number, your user ID password for the bank if you're doing any transactions, Gmail account's password, anything you do, it will capture and it'll send it out to the bad guys. So that's a keylogger, right? There's a Trojan horse. Trojan horse is another piece of software they will use, which will look like a legitimate piece of software, but it is capturing everything that you're doing. Wow. Right? So all of these things, to a common person's eyes, they can recognize it. But clicking one click on the email, trying to get a $15 free gift card will destroy your life. They have access to your banks, they have access to Gmail, all of that happens. Imagine if somebody else has your Gmail account, they log in, you will never know that those people are reading your email. We've had cases when a friend of mine sent me an email for help, and that email never got to me. My friend actually calls 3 days later and said, hey, I've been sending emails to you. Why aren't you helping me? I said, I have never received a single email from you.
Oh, so they were blocking you receiving those emails.
Correct. They were getting in and basically making sure that the email never got to me. Right. So that's the impact of all this phishing that is going on. And it is happening not at the company level, it's happening at your own personal Yahoo, Gmail, Comcast, AOL email accounts. You know, just for fun's sake, open the junk mailbox folder on Gmail or Yahoo. You're going to see so many junk emails sitting over there. If Yahoo or Gmail or any of these services had not put an anti-spam solution to identify what is spam, phishing, what is non-phishing, those would have landed in your mailbox. So I say they are doing the 90 to 95% of it. The last 5% is still you, and you.
Right.
Make sure you, before you click, nothing's for free. Make sure you check the sender's address. If there is even a slight suspicion, delete it. Don't try to open attachments. Delete it, and call the person and say, hey, did you send me an email? Simple things. Just simple things will protect you.
They really are. And it might sound overwhelming to people listening to this or watching this. But as a person who does these things, I just want to tell everyone, Sanjay's an expert. So listening to an expert, you might think, oh my gosh, it's so much, it's so hard. It's really not. It just takes a few minutes. I do it myself. I read the email address, I delete, I contact people. There's a lot of things. Sanjay mentioned your bank account, for example. You can go to your bank and set up alerts anytime something happens in your account. I also have a LifeLock account where I get messages from LifeLock. I have set up all kinds of alerts on my credit cards. I have minimized the number of credit card accounts I have. I run virus software. I've turned on my VPN per Sanjay's advice. It's built into your system. It's very easy. Just go into settings. You can turn your VPN on. I also have downloaded another system. It might sound like overkill, folks, but I've just learned over the years, build a system, build a series of steps, build a series of walls to protect yourself. Because this is why LifeLock will spend $1 million recovering all your information, because it can completely tear your life apart. So But your life is easy to protect. Just don't click on that link, like Sanjay said, and don't open the darn document. I got it, a very official looking DocuSign document from friends at a data company that I partner with occasionally on content development. And I just knew it was not from them. I just knew it. And I contacted them. I forwarded it to them. They never answered the email because it never got through their spam because of the, and that also said something to me. So yeah, as Sanjay said, just read the email address, check things, don't click on things, don't open things, be suspicious, be skeptical. If you think suspicious sounds too negative, just be skeptical and just ask yourself a few questions. So unfortunately, we're at the end of our time today to keep talking about phishing, because as you know, we could talk about this probably for another hour. So Sanjay, how can people get in touch with you or connect with you online if they would like to learn more?
You can go to my company website. It is 24by7security.com, 24by7security.com, or send an email, sanjay.deo, D-E-O, at 24by7security.com. Next time I'll do a better job of making sure I have my contact information up there. But anyway, if somebody needs me urgently, Cecilia, you know, you're so famous, they can reach out to you and you can definitely redirect it to me.
Yes, I don't know about famous, but my name is out there. So yeah, I'm happy to connect people directly with you, Sanjay. So that's great, everyone. And that's our first edition of CyberStory, our new monthly feature with Sanjay Deo. Next month, we're going to talk about passwords. So tune in then. But in the meantime, if you'd like to learn more about Rogue Tulips, you can check us out at our website, roguetulips.com. We also encourage you to check out the 501c League, which is a virtual membership organization for everyone in the nonprofit profession and community and the people who love them. You can check out the league at 501cleague.net. And hopefully we will have our friend and co-host Agnes back very soon on the show. So until then, Agnes, we love you. We miss you. We're thinking of you. So join us next time. We've got to go rogue for now, but we'll be back next week with another exciting episode of Chatting with Agnes and Cecilia. Bye for now, everybody.
Awesome. Have a great day. Thank you so much, Cecilia.
Thanks, Sanjay.